So here's my ID, and here's my 4 audience members. Okay, so for my speech today, we had to choose 3 items that represented us. And at first, when I got this assignment, I was like, man, I have no idea what 3 items could possibly represent me. I feel like I don't really have many hobbies, people don't really associate things with me. So then I really got to thinking, and the first item I thought of was my grandpa's lamp that he made. My dad gave this to me a while ago and was like, your grandpa made this? And I was like, that is sick. And I feel like that associates with me because I really enjoy art and anything creative. So I love when people give me things that they've made. I love giving people things that I've made. I like to draw, to paint, sing, anything like that, anything creative. And I feel like that kind of ties into my next item that I chose, and that is artwork from my children at work that I've worked with. I've worked at the Y for like 4 years. So, you get lots of artwork from those kiddos. So it's really nice to receive artwork from them. It shows that they appreciate you and they can be creative in what they do. This one's my personal favorite because it says best counselor ever for one of my favorite children. And I really love that children are able to express themselves. I've always kind of had it in the back of my mind, like, being like an art teacher for children would be so cool. I've settled on early childhood education. I feel like that's just as important as art for children, just teaching little minds in general, because, the earlier you start, the more they retain information that they retain and stuff like that. And I think that's really cool. And so my next and last item are vacations, because I've traveled a lot from when I was young. So starting here, these are pictures from Thailand, and those are really cool. I remember getting a massage and passing out. I was knocked. That was probably the best massage ever. The next slide, Egypt, and then also Disney World. Egypt was really cool. We rode camels, we went to the pyramids, we saw like really cool artifacts, stuff that you see like history books. Like we went and saw all that stuff. It was really cool and interesting. Disney World was also really cool. They had good food. The rides were really fun. My favorite roller coaster there was the Rock and Roller Coaster. And I was also terrified of Hollywood Tower of Terror. It was scary. Next slide is our most recent trip, which it was Las Vegas. If it will focus. It was very beautiful there. A lot of the hotels are so beautiful. It's cool to hear about all the history that they have there, especially with like the casinos and stuff. And we actually stayed in the Flamingo. That was the first casino that was ever built there. Went to the Grand Canyons. There was lots of cool things to look at. Lots of interesting stuff. Our tour guide was actually really funny, and I really enjoyed him. The next slide is Mexico. I've been to Mexico multiple times. That was not Mexico. There we go. Mexico multiple times, and Florida. That was the Florida Keys specifically. Mexico is always beautiful when you go, no matter what. The culture, languages, food, everything. Love Mexico. Florida, so cool. I love the Keys especially. It's kind of like their own little thing. It's kind of tropical and islandy. The next one was New York, where I went on the DC trip with my 8th grade class. And I kind of wish I would have gone, more around this time. I feel like I would have appreciated it more, but it was cool to see all these things with like my class and stuff like that. And we had a lot of fun. So, and then the last one is New Orleans. New Orleans is so beautiful. Probably one of my favorite places I've ever been. It's kind of gross. I don't know why I said it was beautiful. It is, in a sense, but it's really interesting down there. And we went on a tour of like a voodoo tour. It's really cool to like walk past all these places that you walked past the day before, and they're like, oh, this place is haunted and this place is haunted, and you're kind of like, I walked past that place yesterday. But that was super interesting. time. And I feel like it's just like really awesome that I was able to travel at such a young age with my family and stuff like that, and view all these cultures and stuff like that. So, yep, those are my 3 items that I chose for my speech. So thank you guys for joining me today.